So it is a beautiful Sunday. I hope everybody is having a beautiful day thus far. It's beautiful and it is definitely windy today. I know there's supposed to be some thunderstorms later this afternoon. Right now it's only 10:44 in the morning. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get me and the cat together, me and little mama, and we're going to chill in the van. And I'm going to spend the night there this evening and just be in the van and just enjoy the space that we were in. That's the beauty about what I've chosen, is that I have that nice little sweet balance of being here, having a shower, doing what I need to do, coming back to decompress. And then I also have the van to where whenever I feel I want to drop in and just use it and travel in it and stay the night in it next to the beach, then I also have that option, which is what I'm going to do today. So yeah, it's been nice. So I need to get her out and running back into her thing, because after her surgery, I just haven't really had her out like that. I just wanted to make sure that she completely healed, and she's good now. She's just running crazy. So I want to get her back into her environment, which is climbing the trees and doing all that. So yeah, we're just gonna have a little outing today. How is everybody's day flowing? I hope you guys are having a beautiful and wonderful day filled of your creation. So it's just been chill for me. Yesterday kind of felt a little off. I think I have a lot of tension in my neck, and it's kind of been like that to where it's causing me headaches. So I gotta figure that shit out, because my body is, and my lower back, which is where we usually store the most shit in our body. So I gotta get a nice body work done on myself coming up pretty soon. But yeah, just wanna pull a card for the day. Goddess of 10,000 names, Isis, endless emanations of the priestess. I love this. So I'm gonna read, well, let me just show you the card first. Goddess of 10,000 names, endless emanations of the priestess. So as you guys know, my name is the Alchemy Priestess, and I chose that name because, one, my life is all about me alchemizing my experience according to what I need to the season that I'm currently living in, right? Or that I want to live in. And so there's been many pockets of being able to travel, lived in Mexico for a little bit, lived in my van for 3 years. So now I just kind of want to, live here for a little bit, probably about a year. And then in the middle of that year, 6 months in, that's when I'm going to start really using my, alchemizing my life in order for my next experience to arrive. So that's just how I live. And then the 10,000 names for me is knowing that we are not one way, nor do we have to be one way, and we are able to shift ourselves into any dimension of ourselves without having to feel guilty about it, or without having to always wonder if people are going to think that we're being fake. No, I need to be who I need to be in order to get into the space of myself. And if that comes with 10,000 names, then 10,000 names is what I will be called by. Powerful. All right, let's see what the book is saying. That's my version of it, because we constantly are shifting within ourselves, So, Goddess of 10,000 names. Isis, with many names, forms, associations, and expressions, is referred to as the goddess of 10,000 names. A name holds power. It defines and energizes or limits. The names, faces, and roles that you play are just one part of your being, yet you exist beyond them, beloved initiate, as a vast being. You are currently realizing that you are not limited by previous identities you held. Instead, you are becoming more of your whole self. Enjoy the uncovering of even more of you. Just like the Lady Isis, you are a multifaceted, multidimensional being. It is most helpful at this phase in your path that you learn not to attach to roles or identities that may have once held great importance for you or others relating to you. It does not mean that you must cease to relate to the name or role, more that you are realizing it is only a part of you, and there is even more of you wishing to express itself now. The roles you are needing to move beyond Beyond might be mother, executive, healer, good person, strong person, always in control, daughter, teacher, or guru, grandmother, and so on. There is nothing wrong with these roles, and you may still express part of your vast self through such roles. But you are at the significant point in your inner development where you are learning that these are not who you are, but simply expressions of the internal, endless self, uncontainable by human descriptions. It can be tricky to avoid getting stuck in roles that others prescribe for you or expect of you, and yet your self-definition will become wilder, and your experience of yourself will be more real and fulfilling if you are open to discovering more of you, beyond the person you have considered yourself to be. Okay, let me start over. Alexa, turn the music off. Let me start again. If you are open to discovering more of you beyond the person, you must be willing to allow the many and varied faces of your being, your 10,000 names, to begin to emerge in your awareness, to realize that you are more than you currently imagine yourself to be. This opens up tremendous freedom of choice and possibilities in life. This can be both exhilarating and terrifying. Trust that the self is, in essence, divine love, and there is great joy in its unfoldment, even if there are challenges to let go of the fears that have held you trapped in certain roles and identities at times. The call to let go of old identity is very strong, leading you to the oracle at this time, when a new, more whole, fulfilling, and truthful sense of identity awaits you. Any fear or struggle that you go through to allow this to happen, beloved, will be spiritually repaid to you, multiplied in so many ways. There is nothing to lose except old limitations and so much wonder and joy to be gained. This oracle also indicates that there is a spiritual name waiting for you on the inner planes. The name may come from various spiritual traditions as a name of a deity or sacred mantra, or it could be an actual name that you can sound out and use in meditation or sacred temple activities with spiritual groups. That name may also simply be a note, an inner awareness of sound, and it can be a source by going into your heart, almost felt more than heard or spoken. The spiritual name is coming to you to help you deepen your connection with yourself. Like any other identity, it is just a representation for a time. You do not need to pack up your old life in search of an entirely new one unless your heart deeply guides you with peace and neutrality that this is what is needed for your spiritual growth. So, again, as I was saying, we are multifaceted, and when you're multifaceted, we don't remain one way. It's impossible for us to remain one way. And when you're called and you have that knowing, you begin to transmute yourself into whatever name you need for that moment in time, or moments of time, So, we're gonna get this day started. I always have to greet you guys before I do so. And always remember that you are multifaceted, that you are an infinite being with limitless possibilities, and always, always honor your 10,000 names and use them accordingly. That is what an alchemist is always about. And the more that you're able to channel these different aspects of yourself, the more that you're able to enter rooms that your old self would not be invited to, and so the more that you begin to acknowledge this and harness this and honor this, then the fear factor of people, places, and things will eliminate itself, because now you're not honoring the external aspect of life, you're honoring the internal aspect of the names and identities and parts of you that need to be adjusted and fine-tuned in order for a certain reality to come into fruition. And when you hold power and you stand in that grace and you understand in that knowingness, you understand that everything else that comes with that name that you're choosing will have an experience attached to it. And if you're not liking or you don't enjoy the ride that you put yourself in when it comes to that name, change it to a fucking new one. All right? You have the power to do so.